it's Jessica. Welcome to Heroine Chic Reviews. Today I'm going to be reviewing The September House by Carissa Orlando. This is a new release and a debut. Carissa Orlando is a trained psychologist, and this novel is a new take on haunted houses. It centers on the Hartman family, Margaret and Hal, who have been married for more than 30 years, and they have experienced some trying times during their union, and the house further exacerbates this. When the September house opens, Hal has been missing for a month, and Margaret is not terribly concerned. She wants to stay in this house despite its hauntings, despite the ramp up throughout September. She is determined to stay in this home and grow old. And she just didn't feel connected to her husband for the last year or so of their marriage. And this comes through in flashbacks and as she relates to the ghosts around her. So we learn that Hal was not honest and he locked himself away, and he didn't feel as though this were really his house. So with Hal missing, Margaret continues. She goes into her sunlit studio and she paints pictures and has a good time, just has a very simple life. Her friend Edie comes over to visit, and things just go about normally. Margaret and Hal's only child, a daughter named Katherine, keeps calling and wanting to check in with her father. This is probably every week or so. And for the most part, Margaret's able to, get her out of the way with excuses. Oh, he's busy, he's out with friends, until Katherine really says, no, it's ridiculous, I need to talk to my dad. And Margaret finally has to say, he's missing, he's been missing, I don't know where he went. And Margaret is unable to convince Katherine that everything's okay. So Katherine decides that she is going to stop by for a visit. She's going to fly in and stay some time to kind of investigate Hal's disappearance. Before Katherine arrives, Margaret implores Father Cyrus to come and do an exorcism of sorts. He's a very elderly, frail man and can barely make it up the stairs by himself. But Margaret insists that he come and fling holy water everywhere and say prayers. And she's trying to get the ghost in check. She's doing everything in her power, including digging up a grave. You should read more about that. It's comical but disturbing. But she really doesn't want the ghost to frighten her daughter. She loves Katherine more than anything. So she does all this, anticipating Katherine's visit. Her daughter shows up and is very angry and isn't the friendliest person, isn't easy to get along with, and insists that Katherine insists that Margaret accompany her to different bars and motels to investigate Hal's disappearance. And as they're out and about, Margaret feels the house calling to her, and she sees things, limericks on bathroom walls, and she hears the song everywhere she goes. It's in hotel lobbies, it's in the car radio, and it ties back to one of the ghosts, one of the children. So there's this call that she needs to be at this house, particularly during September. And she's also not sleeping well. She's really doing everything in her power to keep the ghosts and the hauntings from Katherine. And eventually things escalate to the point where the police discover what happened to Hal, and the suspicion is on Margaret. And there's a very climactic, heavily descriptive body gore, real horror ending that I think for those people who really appreciate the descriptive, tell me what the horror is, will really get a kick out of it. It will make up for the psychological basis of the story and really drive home the point. This is a haunted house with a person of evil, a spirit of evil at its heart. So I appreciated the strong finish. Thanks for spending some time with me today as I reviewed The September House by Carissa Orlando. This is a wonderful debut novel, and I really do encourage you to pick it up. Please let me know in the comments what you've heard about it, if you've read it, what you thought. Are you familiar with haunted house stories? Is this a new thing for you? As always, I wish you a happy reading and look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.